Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my top 10 handbags under $1,000. So I really wasn't planning on doing this video, but it just kind of worked out because I have a trip coming up to New York City with my husband, and that's at the beginning of August. And since I'm going to have access to a lot more stores than I have in my area, I usually like to make lists of the bags that I'm loving and that I really want to see in person. And so I kind of realized that I have a list going on of bags that are under $1,000. They're a little bit more than I'd say like 500. They're in the price range of between like 500 and 1,000. And I kind of realized that I've been eyeing these bags up for a long time, and I've really narrowed them down to what I think really are like the top 10 handbags under $1,000. So I decided to make a video. I know that Chase Amy's done this before. I'm sure other YouTubers have done it as well. But anyway, I thought you guys might really enjoy this video. Obviously, I don't have these bags, so I will definitely be inserting pictures and telling you all about them along with their prices and everything. And obviously, since I don't have them, don't hold me to whether or not they're gonna last a lifetime and like the reviews. And I mean, these are just my opinion of, if I was going to spend my money, this is what I would be buying. So hopefully you enjoy this video. All right, so I'm just gonna get started. I do just wanna say that I think the list that I have going on right here, a lot of the bags are very varied. I mean, obviously some are crossbody, some are totes, some are top handles. I have some clutches. I think this is a really solid list that's very diversified, so that is awesome. So I'm gonna start off with my first designer, which is Chloe, and I have been loving the Chloe FAYE. This retails for $795. There's just something so stylish about this bag. I don't know what it is, but I think the price point is pretty good at $795. It comes in so many colors, and it's obviously a bag that's not going to hold a lot, but it's just, it screams designer to me, but it's not, crazy logoed or anything. But yet when you see, it does have kind of like a classic Chloe look to it, and I love it. There's also the Chloe MARCIE, and I don't know, that one's a little bit different of a style, but yet I'm still drawn to it. I know it's kind of like old news, maybe not old news, but it has been around for a while, but there's still something really, I don't know, appealing to me about it. I keep being drawn to it. It definitely has like a boho-y, westerny vibe to it, but yet it's still really chic at the same time. And again, it comes in so many different colors, and people love this bag. I mean, that's why I kind of think it's always on the bestseller list. Not that it's a requirement or anything, but yeah, I definitely love this bag, and I can't wait to see it in person, even though I've seen it in person like probably 5 different times, and I've never pulled the trigger, but for some reason I keep being drawn back to it. The MARCIE obviously holds a lot more than the FAYE, but at the same time, I think with my style, I'm just drawn more to the FAYE style. I just love that look. And obviously, the FAYE does have other sizes, but those would go above the $1,000 mark. But, the mini FAYE at $795 is still a pretty decent price point. The next designer I'm going to talk about is Saint Laurent. So I don't have any of their bags, but yet I am really dying to get something from them. I don't want to just go out and buy whatever, but there's 2 bags that have been kind of on my radar. The first bag is the Saint Laurent shopping tote, which I'm really mad I didn't talk about in my best of totes video. I should have mentioned it because it has been on my radar for a while. I don't know why I didn't include it in that video. That was just dumb on my part, but it does retail for $995. Large version is kind of equivalent to the Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM size. So I definitely do think the Saint Laurent version, the price points between that and the Neverfull are kind of similar, but it doesn't scream like Louis Vuitton and designer. Like, it's very subdued, but the quality is so buttery. Like, the leather just feels so good. And while the Louis Vuitton bag is canvas, so the price points are similar, but yet this one is leather. So I think it just seems clean. It just seems very functional. I love it. It does come in different colors as well. So I don't know. I don't really need a tote right now, but at the same time, every time I see it on whatever website I'm looking at, whether it be Neiman Marcus, Saks, whatever, it just seems to like exude luxury for some reason. The next bag that I've been loving from Saint Laurent is the MONOGRAM Mini Blogger Bag, and it does retail for $995, and it does just kind of scream like classic YSL, with the YSL monogram on it with like the gold hardware, and it does have like a nice tassel, so it is kind of like a smaller crossbody camera bag. And you know, I've been seeing those all over the place, but I just love the YSL look to it. Like I said, I don't have a YSL bag, and it's not gonna hold tons, but at the same time, I think it's just really in style right now. I do think that I would get a lot of use out of it, and it does come, you know, like all of these bags, most of these bags I'm talking about, most of them do come in a variety of colors, so you can kind of, you know, pick and choose what you think would be best long term. But yeah, it definitely reminds me of the Gucci bags that are crazy right now. So I'm just gonna jump right into Gucci because I can't like do this video without mentioning the classic Gucci Disco Soho bag and the Marmont 2.0 camera bag. So I am just gonna throw both of these bags in here because they both retail for $980. The Gucci Soho Disco bag came out first and it was a total hit. I mean, it just went wild. I don't have it. I regret not buying it, but now I feel like I've gone so long without buying it that it's just like, why would I buy it now? Like, I feel like I should have, you know, jumped on that bandwagon a long time ago, but at the same time, it's never too late if you love the bag. So I kind of just need to remember that. Then they came out with the Marmont 2.0 camera bag. They're very, very similar in sizing. There are some people that definitely prefer one over the other. Every time I look at them in the store, I love both of them, and maybe that's another reason why I haven't actually, you know, pull the trigger and purchase one of them, because I can't decide between the two. I love how the Soho Disco has the tassel on it, but then at the same time, I love the Marmont GGs, like the new Gucci sign. I love that as well. I don't know, I just love both of them, and I think, you know, they're so functional. I think they hold up very, very well. There have been some reviews out there where they say that, you know, the Soho Disco can definitely lose its shape over time. I don't know, but I feel like those people really, really wore that bag to death, and I don't know, I just think it's like an easy, functional bag that just looks so, you know, just in style, but at the same time, it's really easy. I've definitely been loving that, and I had to include these Gucci bags in this video. I mean, come on. The next bag I'm gonna talk about, I thought was going to be the Valentino clutch that has, you know, the studded clutch, and I've been loving that clutch, and I'm not even a clutch person, but there's just something about, you know, the studs around it. I just am always drawn to it. But I recently noticed while I was perusing and making all of my lists that there is the Christian Louboutin spiked clutch. When I saw that one, I fell in love, and it kind of replaced the Valentino one that I've been eyeing because it actually comes with a removable strap. So you can actually wear it as like a shoulder bag or a crossbody bag, but then you can also remove the straps and really carry it like a clutch. And it comes in beige and black, and the black, you know, it definitely catches your eye with the spikes along the side, but when you open the bag, it has like the pop of red just like the shoes, and I was like, oh my gosh. So like I said, I'm definitely not like a clutch person, but I don't have a clutch, so I kind of feel like that would be amazing. I just really like how it gives kind of like an edgy vibe, but at the same time, your eye's really drawn to it. It's still kind of classy at the same time. It's just really well done, and I really, really like it. And it does retail for $990. Sorry, I didn't mention that sooner. So, you know, it's definitely a high price point, but you can definitely tell that it's, I don't know, it's just like kind of different, and it gives off like a stylish but yet edgy vibe at the same time. So yeah, definitely on my radar. So going along the same lines of the edgy vibe, I'm gonna talk about a Stella McCartney bag. It's the mini Falabella bag. I'm so sorry if I am mispronouncing that. I feel like I don't really watch people that seem to have a lot of Stella McCartney items, so I guess I'm not like super familiar with like how you pronounce some of the things, but it is the mini Falabella bag, and it retails between $870 and $945 depending on the leather type. All of her bags are faux leather because she's very, very animal friendly, but depending on like the size of the bag and the particular kind of faux leather she's using, the price does kind of fluctuate. But I really, really love how it kind of like flaps over and it lays, and you can definitely wear it, you know, over your shoulder, but the chain detail around the bag, or the shoulder chain, is kind of like a diamond cut detail. So there's no diamonds on it, but the way they cut the metal, it's super shiny, and it really does give off like this really nice shine to the chain. I just really, really love it. It's just, I don't think I would get like the big shoulder bag that she has. I think that one might be a little bit too floppy for me, but but for this one, it is, you know, it is like a much smaller bag because it's the mini version, so it still looks like it would hold a pretty good amount actually, because it is a, you know, pretty decently sized bag. It's still not too floppy at the same time. And I think the price points are really good. It's very, you know, recognizable. I love that it does kind of scream like the Stella McCartney look. Again, I don't have any of her bags, so I can't really, you know, attest to whether or not they're, you know, amazing quality long term. I'm not really sure, but at the same time, again, when I'm scrolling through, you know, all of the bags and everything and kind of perusing, even when I'm in Nordstrom, because they have them there, they do feel like they're really good quality, even though they are faux leather. So anyway, I've definitely been loving that bag. The next bag that I have been loving is from a contemporary designer. It's Tory Burch. I've definitely loved Tory Burch over the years. I kind of got it a little bit away from her as of like the last, you know, maybe 2 or 3 years, but I still love a lot of her designs, and this particular bag I've been eyeing up lately. It is the Tory Burch Fleming open shoulder bag, and it retails for $550. It definitely reminds me of the Chanel Grand shopping tote. You know, it is like the leather. It has kind of like embossed checkers, but it does kind of have like the classic T logo, kind of also embossed in it with like a chain shoulder. It just looks easy to wear. I don't know. There's just something about the bag. It's just like a nice, easy shoulder bag. It's not, you know, big enough to be a tote, but yet at the same time, it's just like a classic purse, if that makes sense. It's just a nice purse. And when I see it, I really like it. And I just think it'd be so easy to just, you know, sit on the counter, get up and go grocery shopping. I just really like it. And obviously the price point at $550, again, all of these prices are still pretty darn high. At the same time, it is very, very well made. I do have a Tory Burch in Pittsburgh, so I have seen the bag in person a couple times, and it does just fit really well on my shoulder and feels really, really comfortable. There's multiple pockets, and then there's like an inside zip thing, but it is mainly open. It doesn't, like, the overall thing doesn't zip, but it just feels really comfortable. And like I said, the price point is pretty decent, and I do think her quality is very, very good. The next bag that I want to talk about is a bag that I do already have, but I can't make this video without including it. It's just like, it's a must. I have to include it just for everybody out there, so that this is like kind of like a comprehensive list that's just like good bags under $1,000, and that would be the Louis Vuitton Speedy bag. I just have to include it. So, you know, there's different sizes to the Speedy. It's such an iconic bag. There's a Speedy 25, the Speedy 30, and the 35. There's also 40, but then that makes it over 1,000. So the 25 is $950, the 30 is $970, and the 35 is $990. So there's definitely different, you know, depending on your size or how much you want to carry in a bag and everything. You can obviously go to the store and decide which bag would be best for you. But I had to include this. To me, it just screams like iconic, classic top handle bag. If you're not a top handle bag kind of a person, then definitely don't go for this. I do personally have it in the bandolier version, but again, that does make it over $1,000. If you're, you know, if you are okay with, you know, spending the extra money and getting the bandolier, I definitely do recommend it. But I honestly carry my bandolier, you know, Speedy 30 like all the time, just top handle. I love it. I think it just makes any outfit look amazing. I always reach it. It's one of my most used bags. And yeah, you just can't really go wrong, you know, with the classic Louis Vuitton Speedy. The next bag is by MANSUR GAVRIEL. It's a bucket bag, and I do not have any bucket bags, but I talked in my top trending bags video of 2017. I talked about how bucket bags were so big, and I still agree with myself. I think bucket bags are just like still blowing up, but this to me has been around for a while. I feel like they were not the originator. I mean, the originator was, you know, from Louis Vuitton, but it definitely has kind of grown lately. I do think it's a little bit trendy right now, and a lot of other designers are all coming out with their own versions of the bucket bag. But I think this one really just exudes like high quality. It's again kind of like the Saint Laurent tote, where it doesn't scream designer, but I still think it's very, very well made. And it does retail for $495 all the way up to $695. And that again is dependent upon the different sizes that you get. And they also come in suede. So it just, depending on the leather or the suede or the different sizes, it can range. But again, it is still way, way under $1,000. And I just love how buttery and smooth and just like clean between the leather looks, and I love how, you know, there's so many colors, and then even some of them have different colors inside, kind of like a peek-a-booth type of a thing, like you open the bag and a different color kind of peeks through. So I just have been loving bucket bags. I love the Louis Vuitton Neo Noe. That is way over $1,000. I think this one is a much better price point, and sometimes I actually do like it better than the Neo Noe. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I definitely love both, but I do just think this one looks so high quality, and, you know, you're not spending almost $2,000 on a bucket bag, when I do think, you know, in a few years, it might kind of be like, not maybe out of style. It might be out of style. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of what my guess is. Okay, so those are my top 10 bags under $1,000. And like I said, I think it really gave like a really good wide variety of different types of bags, the sizes, you know, whether it be tote, crossbody, clutch, regular shoulder bag. It's just, I don't know. I think my list is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it. And I can't wait to go to New York City and see if I get any of this. But to be totally honest, I'm like also eyeing up so many like Louis Vuitton bags, and I know I can't like have all of those either, but there's just something about Louis Vuitton bags that just really draws me in. I'm being totally honest right now. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, I've definitely been just really researching my favorites and what I want to check out in person. I had so much fun kind of just sharing with you, you know, my top 10 favorites, even though I don't have them, but I hope you enjoyed at least looking at pictures with me and kind of being my friend. So thank you so much for watching. I would love for you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, but otherwise I will definitely see you very soon in my next video. Bye!